What's going on, y'all? Oh man, oh my god. I hate to start out in this mood I'm in, but I had to come here and I had to do this. I had to do this today because, as you guys know, we lost somebody very, very special in the hip hop community, in the hip hop culture, and generally just in the world. We lost a king, y'all. He goes by the name of Nipsey Hussle. I am really, really sad. I actually didn't even really know his music that well because I just haven't been buying like a lot of hip hop lately. Admittedly, I've been a little, put off by I've been a little put off by the stuff that is out, like the stuff that we're used to listening to. So I've been a little, I guess less excited than usual about a genre that I really have been immersed in my entire life. Most of you guys know I was born in Seattle, raised in Brooklyn, New York during the 80s, and obviously we know that hip hop was basically, all started in New York City in the 80s. So it was, obviously hip hop is a part of my world on a very deep level, just like most of us, especially those who are around my age. And, so hip hop is a part of me for sure. But I just haven't been really excited about the artists that have been out lately. Obviously, I like, the guys that we all hear all the time, the Jay-Z's, the Drakes, the Lil Waynes, like that. That's that music that we're used to hearing. And I do love that for the most part, but I didn't really know Nipsey's music like that until recently. I was watching something and I was finally introduced to him in the way that maybe I need to be introduced to somebody for me to really take a listen to, their stuff, and that was basically their story. I care a lot about the stories behind the artists. I'm an artist myself, so like I care a lot about like what is your story before I even hear your music sometimes, or I'll hear something from a singer and I'll be like, well, like this person's voice, and if I like that one song, I'll totally like dig into their whole background. So I was able to get Nipsey's background. And when I heard about how he, basically changed the hip hop game because of how he decided he was going to promote his music with charging $100 for a mixtape and only putting out a certain amount, I believe it was 1,000. Those two numbers may be reversed because I actually heard two different things, but basically I just really realized like he was obviously not just a rapper. Like this man had a very keen sense of business, and he had a confidence in himself that most artists are simply not, especially rappers, are not going to have like that confidence in their own ability to really succeed. He had it. He knew who he was, and that's what I dug about him. And I think that's what a lot of people dug. Hey, here's a guy selling a mixtape for $100. Like, that's crazy. Why is that crazy? Not really when you think about it, because people will sell it, people will buy it. So hold on one second, guys. Sorry about that. So, being that people actually bought it, he made a name for himself. And I thought that that was really cool. Like, I really did. And I had a lot more respect for him after that. So I dug into his music. This just happened like a month ago. And now, once I took a look, listen to his music, I was like, oh my God, this dude is like, he got flows. Like like I said, I don't really buy a lot of hip hop right now. But I'm from the Nas era. Like, I know hip hop. When I hear a lyricist, I know, like, I love Kendrick Lamar because I know for a fact that his lyrics are bananas. I care about, as I'm a woman, I'm an adult and I'm a mother, right? So I care about, like, people who care about life in the real sense that, it's not just, it's not just, about guns and fashion and whatever. Like, it's about, family and entrepreneurship. It's about, social equality. It's about, like, politics and, buying land or freaking opening up a school or, those are the things that I care about, because I'm a single parent and, I'm not just going to be like, unless I'm in the club, you got to really spit some hot shit for me to actually pay attention to you. So I felt like once I really took a listen to it, so I was like, oh my God, he actually does understand, like, what's really important. Like, his priorities are clearly aligned. And after that, I was just hooked, and then here we are, a couple weeks later, as soon as I decide I'm late to the party, and I will admit that, and forgive me for that, but I was ready to jump head first. Like, I was ready to, get the Victory Lap album and download it to my phone. Shoot, it was good. I like his voice, everything. Like, he's dope. So, the point is that this shit gotta stop. We now know that this man's life was taken and cut short because of some other basically no-name rapper. And yeah, I said it, because I'd never heard of him. And a lot of people pretty much don't know who he is until this happened. Didn't know who he was until this happened. So we got a no-name rapper, and he's mad about some silly shit. And that's where I'm going with this. Like, I am so concerned for the Black community. This is rooted in jealousy. I think it's safe to say that this is rooted in jealousy. And insecurity, mainly insecurity. Because the story as I know it is that, here's a guy, he comes around, he's supposedly some sort of snitch. Nipsey tells him that that's not the kind of person that he wants, at his place of business, and that he had to, leave. And the guy freaks out and comes back and just shoots people. And he made sure that he shot Nipsey, and he made sure that Nipsey was good and dead, and that's some foul ass, like, I can't even, like, how much hatred you have to have in your heart for yourself to take somebody's life and know and not have an ounce of concern for the value of his life. This man is a father, this man is a husband, he's not just some rinky-dink rapper. He was doing so much for the community, and it's just like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, and it's just so upsetting, to know that it was based on some bullshit, like stupid bullshit. Like, you're dealing with your own stuff, and so the big thing that I'm concerned about is like, this is a mental health thing. Once again, this, like, I just posted the thing about the R. Kelly, the surviving R. Kelly. I'm so tongue twisted today, y'all. You gotta forgive me. I'm tired. I've had a long day. Whatever. We won't go into that. But I'm super tongue twisted, so forgive me. But the point is that this is rooted in mental illness. I do believe that when you have insecurity that runs so deeply, and you have jealousy that runs so deeply, you're dealing with emotional and mental unwellness. That's what it is. okay? And you need to seek some therapy. And I know that resources are low in the hood, straight up, let's just put that out there. You know, we don't always have like a therapist on every corner. Like, I've moved to Seattle, Washington. I can safely say there's a damn therapist on every corner. But I've also come from the freaking hood. So I know that, like, it's not always like that in everybody. You know, Brooklyn obviously didn't have that in the 80s and the 90s when I was growing up. That shit just wasn't normal. But it's normal now. And you can go out, you can go online, and you can find somebody in your neighborhood. You know, on your insurance carrier. Most insurance carriers have this. I've said this in the last video. So don't be afraid to seek your therapy, because that's really what we're dealing with here. We have, as a community, I feel like Black people generally suffer from PTSD for so many reasons. It's like we're born into this world with these kinds of PTSD type issues. But that is no excuse to ever take somebody's life. And I actually don't believe that his life should be taken as a result, because I know a lot of times that when we lose somebody to gun violence, the next step is often gun violence. I do not believe that this man's life needs to be taken because he was, I guess, in a dark enough place to take Nipsey's life. I don't believe that. I believe that, you know, hey, it would be great if this man could get off the streets, get some help, and possibly serve some time. A long time. But anyway, so, you know, I guess the concern is, you know, Black on Black crime, guys, has got to stop, because this is all rooting from a very dark and deep sadness. You know, we don't like ourselves when we do things like this. Okay? Yeah, I do think this person was probably maybe somewhat of an exception, because Nipsey's been who he's been in the community for quite a while, and this never happened, obviously. But, you know, I just feel like this is a common thing. You know, this is a common thing, especially with our youth, with our young Black youth. And it's screaming, you know, that there needs to be something like some sort of love campaign that's a little bit more prevalent, you know, so that we can stop feeling so much shame about getting the help that we need, so that we can stop attacking each other all the time. You know, the first thing shouldn't be, you know what, you hurt my feelings, I'm going to kill you. That can't be the case. We can't do that. Like, that's not the go-to. That cannot continue to be the go-to. You embarrass me, therefore you must die. No. And that's my biggest concern, you know? There's so many ways to solve problems. Hell, whatever happened to having a damn fight? You know what I'm saying? Whatever happened to using your freaking fist? Not saying that that's the go-to either, because at the end of the day, we need to have conversations. We need to be able to open up and say, this bothered me. And I know that's not easy, but you can't let your emotions get the best of you. Y'all cannot, like, I'm specifically talking to Black men, young Black women, you know? And obviously this guy's a grown man, so I'm talking to adults too. I'm talking to anybody who's even young white children. I don't want this to be a Black thing, actually, because obviously, you know, when you think about stuff like the trench coat mafia days, when, you know, this child was bullied and now his first, you know, instinct is to kill the whole entire school. Like, no. Like, this is a mental health thing. To just pick up a gun, guys, that is not the answer. Straight up. I cannot stress that enough. Like, I really just wish that we didn't even have guns in the world, period. Like, I just don't even understand why anybody ever needs a gun. Now, maybe, you know, when you see it always in your community and you see it, you've always had it around you, like guns, you grew up with guns or whatever, you think it's a part of life. No, it doesn't have to be. It really shouldn't be. Like, why would one human being ever want to shoot some other human being unless they were being attacked? And I'm talking about fearing for your own life. And it still doesn't, to me, it's still no excuse to ever pick up a gun. So, you know, I'm just upset about this. I'm so hurt. I'm so hurt for his family. Obviously, Lauren was his wife. A lot of people are up in confusion with that. But no, Lauren was in fact married to him, and they did in fact get eloped. Actually, so it was kind of a secret, but they did do it, and so now she's a widow. You know, she's also a new mother to his most recent child, and now she's raising that child alone. Like, it's so sad. It is so sad, and I'm just so hurt about everything that he was doing. You know, is we don't have that anymore, and that just breaks my heart. So I just wanted to say, you know, shout out to a fallen king. For real, y'all. Shout out to a fallen king. You know, I really want to send my condolences to Nipsey Hussle and his family. I'm just really hurt, guys. But I really hope that this lesson, well, that this becomes a lesson for everyone, for all of us, that we obviously, you know, there's always the reminder that, hey, you never know how long you have. Life really can be short. And even when you live long, life is short. Because by the time you get there, by the time you get to the end of your life, you're looking back like, damn, like, it's over. You know? So take advantage of the moment. That's why I'm sitting here doing this right now, because I just feel like there's certain things that I want to get off my chest, and I just never know when my time is up. You know, nobody knows when their time is up. We come into this world with 2 expiration dates. The one that you're born with and the one that you leave with. Okay? So let that sink in. And if you got dreams, follow in Nipsey's footsteps, guys. That man had a dream, and he really took it there, y'all. He really lived out his mission. And I say mission, you know, accomplished, because this does remind me of like the Tupac, the Biggie. And I just feel like when we have these kinds of situations, it feels to me like, and maybe there's people who won't agree with me. I know there's plenty of people that won't agree with me on that one, but especially, you know, his family, his wife, and things like that. But and I don't mean to sound insensitive, but when I think about the Tupacs, the Biggies, and now the Nipsey Hussles, I feel like because they worked so hard, so young, and they gave us so much, you know what I mean? And they delivered so much of their soul. You can't be mad. You know, you can only strive and hope that you can live out your purpose and live and walk in your purpose. That's really what I mean, is that they've walked in their purpose their whole lives, and it really manifested. That's the word I'm looking for. So I'm definitely sad, but I'm definitely taking this as a learning lesson. So I'm gonna end there, and I hope that you guys, you know, did feel me a little bit with this one. And obviously, I'm doing my video blogs again. So I hope that you can stay with me and stick with your girl. What else? I guess that's all I got for now. But I appreciate you guys listening. And the Buzz Queen is in fact back. I definitely missed you guys. It's been a very long time, but that's okay, because we're going to keep this going, all right? I promise. It's been real, y'all. Peace.